Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. This channel is all about drafting, sewing and DIY. If this is your first time in this channel, thank you for stopping by. Thank you to my whole subscribers for all your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Today's video is how to make this short bubu gown with a kimono neckline. You can make yours longer than this. It depends on your desired length. It is very easy to make. If this sounds like what you want to learn, then sit back, relax and enjoy this video. Let's get started. Welcome again, soulmates. This is going to be a short gown, so I folded it in a way that the borders are at the top and also at the bottom. But if you are making a long gown, I would advise you to fold it in a way that the borders will be at the side. I folded it into 4 and I've also marked out my starting line. So on that starting line, just divide your shoulder measurement by 2. Mine is 8 and I marked 8 right there. Then for the neck width, I'm going to be using 3 inches for the neck width. So if the person you are making this for is a plus size, you can make use of 3.5 inches. Then I came down by 1.5 for the back neckline. You can see what I did. Then I'm going to curve it like this. So the back neckline is going to have a round neckline. And after marking out the neckline, then from that shoulder you are going to determine the length of your sleeve. Then after that you go down by 1 inch, which is going to serve for the shoulder slope. Then after that, at the shoulder slope, go down by your bust point, then add 1 inch to it. My bust point is 10 inches, then I added 1 inch, making 11 inches. So I went ahead to connect the shoulder slope. So after doing that, from the shoulder, I place my tape rule to the length I want this gown to be, which is 40 inches. Then I'm going to add extra 2 inches to it, making 42 inches. I actually wanted this gown to be 43 inches, but I noticed it's going to be too long. So I made it 42 inches. So 2 inches is going to be for the hemming of the dress. At this armhole part, so I'm going to divide my bust measurement by 4. Then you are going to add 2 inches to 3 inches depending how free you want it to be. But for me, I added 2.5 inches. So that is how free I want it to be. Then from the shoulder, I went down by my half length, which will serve as my waistline. Then whatsoever you have at the chest line, you are going to place it on the waistline. So coming down to 8 inches from the waistline, which is my hip line, I divided my hip measurement by 4. Then I added 2.5 inches to it. So you can see what I am having right here. So whatsoever you have at that hip line, you are just going to take it all the way to the hemline of the dress. So just place what you have at the hip line on the hemline. Then you're going to add 1 inch to that. So this is going to be like a form of an A-line dress. This will help you to be able to walk freely on this dress. So coming to this sleeve part, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. So after doing that, I'm just going to connect it like the way you see me doing. You can see. Just connect it like this. So this will help the sleeve to relax properly. So I'm just going to go down from my shoulder by 16 inches. So if your half length is 17 inches, you're going to subtract 1 inch to it, making 16 inches. Then from that point, I'm just going to go in by 1.5. So just go in by 1.5, then connect that to the neck width. So if your half length is 18 inches, that means you are going to be using 17 inches for the neckline. So you can see what I'm doing. So on that line, you're still going to go down by 0.75. You can see what we are doing right there. So this will help the neckline to relax properly. If you don't understand, don't worry. When we are sewing it, you will get to understand. So right now I'm going to cut this out. So cut out the back neckline first, then cut out every other part except the front neckline. So after cutting, guys, at the sleeve part, I'm also going to trim off that 1 inch we came in on the sleeve area. Remove one of this piece. So one of the piece is going to serve as the back. So you remove the one for the back. Then you fold back the piece for the front like this. So just fold it back again. After folding on that line, I'm just going to be cutting it out. So you can see what I'm doing. You are going to cut the first line, not the second line. So just cut it out this way. You can see what I'm doing like this. After cutting it out, you can see at this part, you're just going to go up. So at that part, just notch, make a very tiny notch. You can see what I did. Just tiny notch to meet the second line. Yes, very tiny notch to meet the second line. That is what you are going to do. So I'm just going to open it up for you guys to see what it's going to look like. So this is it. So you can see that part where we notched is going to be inside of the dress. So after doing this, I went ahead to fold in the back piece. I just want to get the midpoint of the back piece. So it's always necessary for you to notch that part. So after notching, go ahead and place the back piece on the front piece like this. So you are just going to be stitching them together on the shoulder area. So see me demonstrating. Just stitch it down like this. After stitching the shoulders together, you can see what we have. So we are going to measure out the neckline. So from that notched area at the back neckline, you can see what I'm doing. You're just going to measure all the way to the front. So just measure it up to that notch we made at the front. You can see that notch we made at the front. That is where you are going to stop. So I got 20 inches. Then after that, I will advise you to add 3 inches extra. So it's good for you to have excess than having shortage. So 23 inches plus 23 inches making 46 inches. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric for the kimono neckline, and the width is measured 46 inches. So you can see where I joined it together is because I don't have enough fabric. So that part is going to be at the back neckline. So after that, I'm going to fold it into two like this. Then I'm going to go in by 5.5 inches. So that is going to be the length of this piece of fabric, 5.5 inches. Go ahead and iron your interfacing to it to give it a little bit of strength. So guys, after ironing the interfacing, you can see what I have. So at that top is going to be the back neckline. So guys, this is me trying to show you that you have to place your tape rule at the center of your back neck like this to get the neckline for the front. You can see. So what I got was 12.5. Then you can actually make use of 13 to 14 inches depending how low you want it to be. So after that, I placed the 12.5 on this piece of fabric. You can see what I'm doing. So you mark it out, and after marking the 12.5, I looked for the midpoint of that fabric, so which is 2.5 inches. So I made a line all the way to the down parts. So on that line is where we are going to be stitching on. So guys, after stitching it up, you can see what we have. So I'm just going to pick this like this, just going to pick two of these and two of these. So just turn it out as you see me doing like this. So you can see what I'm doing. So you make sure you iron it down very well. So guys, this is me trying to test it. I would advise you to test it before you attach it to your dress. So by the time you attach it to your dress, there's no way you can make adjustments. So if the neckline is too low, you can adjust it to be high. If the neckline is too high, you can adjust it to be low. But for me, I think it's okay. So to make any adjustment on this part, you're just going to open it up like this again. Then it's either you go down or you go up. But remember to double stitch at any point you choose to start up the stitching part. So the next thing we need to do is to attach this to the dress. So you can see what I'm doing. First of all, you are going to get the middle of this kimono neckline and the middle of the back neckline. You're going to just make sure they align properly, middle to middle. So after that, I'm just going to be pinning this up for you guys to see what I did. So you can see what I did. I went ahead to flip it over like this. Then I'm just going to be pinning it down. So you pin it down to that part you have your notch at the front. So I'm just going to be stitching it all the way like this up to this notched area. You can see that notch part. So when you get to that part, you're going to double stitch. So after doing that, at the other side of the neckline, I'm also going to do the same thing. Just arrange it properly and pin it down. So I will always advise you to pin down before you take it to your machine and stitch it up. Because by the time you pin down, you'll be able to see what you have before stitching it down to avoid any mistake. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So guys, by the time we are done stitching, this is what it's going to look like. You can see. So this is me on my sewing machine. So I just want to stitch this up. So you're going to start your stitching at the midpoint of the back neckline. So that is what you are going to do. You're going to start stitching from that back neckline area all the way to the front. You can see what I'm doing. So you're just going to arrange everything well so it comes out well and beautiful. So I'm just going to be arranging this like you see me doing. Just take your time while doing this. So you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to stitch all the way to that part where we notched at the front area. So you can see. So when I'm done with this part, I'm also going to flip it over to the other part, and I'm still going to start at the middle of the back neckline. So I will be stitching it all the way to the front. You can see what I'm doing. So when doing this, just take it easy on it so that it comes out well. So this part now I'm about to stitch down is actually the tricky part. You see that area where we notched? You have to take it very easy when you get to that part. It's a little bit tricky, I must say. It's tricky. So after stitching it, guys, you can see what the wrong side is looking like, and this is what the right side is looking like. So you know we've not ironed this yet, so by the time we iron it, all the seams are going to relax properly. So right now we are going to be stitching all the way on this line. You can see that line, that 0.75 line we went down earlier. So we are going to be stitching on it. So that is the essence of going down by 0.75. Some people, they wish to go down by 1 inch. So it depends on what you want. So it's just for you to be able to hold it down with the kimono neckline area. So after that, I'm just going to cut off this excess. So this is what it's looking like, guys. You can see how beautiful it is. So now this is the neckline. Next thing I did, I went ahead to measure the sleeve round. You can see. So after measuring, I used what I got to cut out this band. And the length for this band is 5 inches. So on fold is going to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to use 5 inches for stitching. Then 2 inches is going to be added to my sleeve length. So guys, I'm going to place it like this. Then I'm going to stitch it all the way. Then after that, I'm also going to stitch up the side. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch up the sides with 1 inch, and at the armhole part I notched. You can see that notch I made at that part. So this is the pocket. So from that armhole area, I'm just going to go down by 6.5. So that is where the pocket is going to start. Then I'll go down by 8 inches. That is where the pocket opening is going to stop. So after that, I'm going to place this way, right side facing the main fabric. Then you stitch it down. So in case you don't know how to attach a pocket, I have videos on how to do that. Just check my videos and you will see I explain more on how to attach your pocket on them. So guys, this is what we have, and I've also gone ahead to hem the bottom part of the dress. So this is the final look. Thank you very much for staying by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Bye. Talk to you, dripping wet, nervous when I speak, so I trip on my